that brings the weight down. The weight was actually, I don't know what the last one was, but I'll have it up on the screen. So it'll just be the weight of the rifle. We'll take it off the GPR, and we will take it off the SBR too. And then I'll talk about why I'm not going to do it for my DMR or for my sniper. It should be pretty obvious, but I'll talk about it a little later. Oh my god, it spawned me on the other side. Let me know in the comments if y'all be using it a secondary or if y'all already dropped it. And at the end of this video, if y'all is gonna drop it, then make sure you hit the like button and hit the sub. And if y'all not gonna drop it, then y'all could still do that, you feel me? So basically, for a bit of context, I'm trying to get onto the other side to a certain part of the building that I always go to on this map. It's a regular zoom scope. It's pretty decent. It's actually really good. I do have a laser and a flashlight, although I might take the flashlight off just to fix the weight a bit because it's kind of useless. And I actually don't use the laser on this gun either, mainly because I have a backup. I don't know if I killed him. Killed him though. I didn't go for that. Okay. Pretty bad aim. That's fine. So here I chose to use my pistol because that guy really didn't. He was kind of oblivious, and I didn't want to bring out my big long rifle and have to swing it around because I knew someone else was near, or I thought they were. Because they were shooting at me earlier, so I just needed some mobility that I could use the pistol for. So I know like a lot of these kills are longer ranges, and some people might say like, why would you even need a pistol on this map anyway if you could just save the mobility? But you know, there's always gonna be those instances where using a 20-inch rifle that I'm using right now, you have a backup. You're a little bit mobile. You can swing around with it a little bit better. It's not as zoomed in. So like in these instances, there's always gonna be some cases where you would want that pistol, and it's different when you have an SBR, which we'll go over. Okay, so I'm gonna talk over these couple more clips, and I'm gonna leave a lot of the gameplay out, just because it's more about like the information as much as the gameplay. But you know, it's really about mobility. This is a good example. Like, I'll let you watch it. The target acquisition with such a zoomed in scope on someone that close would have been way harder. So it was better for me just to pull out my secondary and just dump a couple rounds into him. And then I can, you know, go back to using my zoom scope for those 2 kills at range. I usually use like a GPR build on this map. But we'll use both. We'll start with the GPR though. Okay, I'm starting off with a glitch. I can't stand this shit. Before y'all talk about not playing the objective, I recorded this footage specifically for this video. So I'm not really playing the objective. I'm kind of playing both just to really showcase this. A lot of these clips are pretty similar. It's really just like, you know, the mobility advantage that you gain from dropping that secondary when you're using a GPR and SBR which is usually a shorter barrel. Like this one's 16 inch. My SBR I think is a 13.5 or something like that. You know, you can operate in the same distance you would with your sidearm. Don't put yourself in a position where you're running out of ammo all the way and you need to switch to your sidearm, right? If you're going for kills, obviously, if you're going for wins, stuff like that. So, you know, it's just the mobility advantage.
I think I hit him.
And the stam you get from dropping that extra 1.0 in weight is just, it outweighs having a secondary to switch to. This point in the game, it kind of started to get a little crazy. My teammates managed to push up quite a bit, and you know, I pushed up with them, and it just goes to show, like, operating under an LPVO 1 to 6 times still could get the job done 25 meters or less without having to switch to a primary. And I think I only died once or twice in this whole thing, and you know, I laid a bunch of people out. There's like groups of 4 or 5, and we were just able to lay them out. So I'm switching from my GPR to my SBR on my general purpose to my short barrel. Again, I think this is a 13.5 build, no can, and the weight goes from 4.21 to 3.79, I believe. So that's like a 30-ish drop off in weight, which is gives me even more speed and stuff. So we'll see how this performs. It's gonna be pretty much the same thing because it's just a lower magnification. My LPVO is at like 2.5 times, so it's really not a big difference. Sorry.
Not mean to camp like that. Still counted. Nose thingy.
So this is gonna be my little spiel, I guess. In the interest of time, I want to leave you guys with my final thoughts, kind of, and then there's this gameplay in the background right now. This is pretty much just me using my GPR on Nuristan just to show that this gun can reach out to the ranges it needs to. But basically, I mean, I think I'm gonna drop using a secondary because the speed you gain from it is just so good, especially in a map like this. You know, in shorter maps, you're not sprinting as much, but in Nuristan, when you're sprinting so much and you're getting that extra speed and you have to jump through water and stuff, you know, it's good. And for a long distance map, there's times when you need the secondary, but using a gun like this that can perform at less than 25 meters, it's really just like it's a good look to trade your backup for movement in a game like this. You know, if you're going for kills, if you're going for wins, going for gun looks, if you're just building out guns, you're testing guns and all that stuff, and you don't really care about winning, you don't really care about dropping, you know, 30 to 2 kill death ratios, stuff like that, you know, go ahead. But I don't think I'm going to be using a secondary anymore for guns like this. But again, for that DMR, for that sniper build, I'm carrying a secondary because there's always going to be those 2 instances, 3 instances, whatever, per game where you're going to need that secondary and it's going to come in handy. And I'd rather have that, you know, than get caught lacking without it. Pretty bad aim on my part.
Answer from.